Hello, welcome to Little Story Seekers. I'm Connie and today we are in the book room. Now, we start every Little Story Seeker session with our hello song. Why don't we go for it? I'm going to count to 3 and then we're going to sing. Do join in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say hello, low, low. Say hello, low, low. Wave your hands up high, wave them down low, low. Say hello, low, low. Say hello, low, 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 low. Woohoo! Little story seekers, wave your hands up high, wave them down low, low. Say hello, low, low. Say hello, low, 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 low. Woohoo! That woohoo is still my favourite part of the whole hello song. Should we do it again? And this time do it even louder. Ready? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Good job! Brilliant! And now it's time for our story. You may see down here I have my story suitcase. Should we have a look at what's inside? Oh, I can't wait. Now, remember, there's a special way to get into my suitcase, isn't there? That's right. We say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what's inside. Ooh, it's opening. Oh, hello. Look who we have here. It's a bear. Hello, bear. Now, everything in the suitcase is a clue about the story we're going to tell today. Can you think of a story involving a bear? Let's see what else is inside. Oh, hello! Look, it's another bear. And this time, this bear's wearing rather funky red dungarees. Hello, bear. So now we have 1, 2 bears. Let's have another look. Would you believe it? There is another bear. We now have 1, 2, 3 bears. And look, we've got a big bear, a small bear, and a tiny bear. What story do you think this could be? I think there's one more clue in here. Let's have a look. Ah, look who it is! It's a girl. And look at how golden and curly her hair is. I know exactly what this story is. It's Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Look at that. Well, Goldilocks, I'm going to set you right here next to the 3 bears. There we go. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. There was Big Bear, there was Small Bear, and there was Tiny Bear. And they lived in a house in the middle of the forest. One day, the 3 bears had sat down for breakfast. Big Bear had made their favourite, porridge. They all sat at the table and they could smell the wonderful wafts of porridge. They all got their spoons out, took a big scoop, brought it to their lips. Oh, that is far too hot, said Small Bear. I tell you what, said Big Bear. Why don't we go for a lovely walk in the forest? It is such a lovely day after all. By the time we come back, our porridge will be the perfect temperature. And that's exactly what they did. They left their porridge on the table and off they went for a walk. Well, a few moments later, a little girl appeared. It was Goldilocks. Goldilocks was walking through the forest when she smelt something delicious. Oh, what could be that smell? She thought. It smells absolutely gorgeous. She followed the scent until she came to the bear's house. There she saw 3 bowls of porridge at the table. Well, it wouldn't hurt just to have a look at the porridge that smells so nice, she thought, and she opened the door and in she went. She walked up to the 3 bowls of porridges and she smelt them all, and her tummy began to rumble. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm sure the people who live here won't mind if I have a little taste of the porridges. The first bowl she tried was the big bowl, but that one was far too salty. I don't like that, she said. The second bowl she tried was the small bowl. That's far too sweet, she said. Then she tried the third bowl, the tiny bowl. She took a scoop. Oh, that's just right, she said. And before she knew it, she'd taken another spoonful and another and another and another until she'd eaten the whole bowl and her belly was very, very full. Oh dear, said Goldilocks, I seem to have eaten all the porridge. Never mind, I'm sure the people who live here won't mind. Next, she felt a little bit tired, so she decided to walk into the sitting room. There she found 3 chairs. She found a big chair, she found a small chair, and she found a tiny chair. Goldilocks decided to try the big chair first, but it was so slippery that she fell straight off onto the floor. The second chair she found was the small chair. She sat on that one, but there were so many cushions everywhere that she couldn't find a place for her to sit, and she fell off straight away. The third chair she sat on was the tiny chair. This one, she said, is just right. And she sat down and felt so comfortable until the chair collapsed from underneath her and it was broken. Oh no, said Goldilocks. What am I going to do? Well, I tell you what, I am actually awfully sleepy. Maybe I should just have a nap first and then I'll work out what to do with the chair later. So up she crept, up the stairs, up, and there she found 3 bedrooms. Well, she thought, I might as well find the perfect bed to have a nap in. So she went to the first bedroom, where there was a bed that was big. She got in, pulled the duvet up to her chin. Oh, this bed was really, really uncomfortable. The mattress was far too hard. The second bed she tried was the bed that was small. She got in, pulled the duvet up to her chin. This bed was far too fluffy. It just wouldn't do. The third bed, there's me getting my numbers confused. The third bed she tried was the bed that was tiny. She got in, she pulled the duvet up to her chin and thought, this bed is just right. And before she knew it, Goldilocks was fast asleep. Well, she fell fast asleep and started to snore. Uh-oh, I think Goldilocks was deeply asleep. Just then, the 3 bears came home. Uh-oh. They walked into the kitchen and saw their 3 bowls of porridge lying on the table. "Who's been eating my porridge?" said Big Bear. "Who's been eating my porridge?" said Small Bear. "And who's been eating my porridge?" said Tiny Bear. "They've eaten it all." "Oh dear," said Small Bear. "Let's have a sit down and think what to do." So in they went to the sitting room. "Someone sat on my chair," said Big Bear. "Somebody sat on my chair," said Small Bear. "Somebody sat on my chair," said Tiny Bear, "and they've broken it." "Oh dear," said Small Bear. "What are we going to do?" Just then they heard a noise coming from upstairs. There was somebody asleep upstairs. So the bears crept up the stairs. Shh, very quietly. They looked into Big Bear's room. There was no one there. They looked into Small Bear's room, but there was no one there. Then they looked into Tiny Bear's room, and there she was, Goldilocks, fast asleep and snoring. "Can you believe it? This little girl has eaten our porridge, broken our chairs, and now she's asleep in our beds." Well, we'd better wake her up. So the bears crept over to where Goldilocks was sleeping in Tiny Bear's bed, and they did what bears do best, and they went, "Rrr." Well, nothing happened. So they tried a second time. Ready? "Rrr." But it still didn't work. I tell you what, why don't you help this time? I'm going to count to 3, and then we're all going to do a really big roar, a big bear growl. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Roar! Ah! And Goldilocks awoke with a shock. She saw 3 bears looking at her, and she ran off in fright. Ah! And off she went. Well, the bears were a bit shocked. They hadn't meant to scare her. They'd only meant to say if she'd only asked if she could have some of their porridge, they would have let her. Well, a few days later, somebody knocked on the bear's door again. They opened the door, and who should be standing there but Goldilocks. Goldilocks had come to apologise. She'd come to say sorry for breaking the chair, sorry for eating the porridge, and sorry for sleeping in Tiny Bear's bed. Well, she'd also brought them presents to say sorry. She had brought them honey, because we all know that bears love porridge and lots of honey, and they were very happy. And from then on, Goldilocks was always welcome at the bear's house. They forgave her, and she apologised, and they became the very best of friends. And do you know what? They even gave Goldilocks a present of their own. A bear for her to keep. So she never needed to be scared of bears again, and she always knew where to get the very best porridge. And that is the end of the story. That was fun, wasn't it? Look at that. I must say, porridge with lots of honey does sound rather delicious, doesn't it? Do you know, I so enjoyed telling that story that I've got a song that would go perfectly with it. Shall we sing it? Brilliant. It goes like this. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, what did her blue eyes see? A bowl that was big, a bowl that was small, a bowl that was tiny, and that was all. She counted them 1, 2, 3. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, what did her blue eyes see? A chair that was big, a chair that was small, a chair that was tiny, and that was all. She counted them 1, 2, 3. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, oh, what did her blue eyes see? A bed that was big, a bed that was small, a bed that was tiny, and that was all. She counted them 1, 2, 3. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, what did her blue eyes see? A bear that was big, a bear that was small, a bear that was tiny, and that was all. And they roared at her, roar, roar, roar! Good job! I tell you what, if you enjoyed the story and the song, why don't you rewind this video so you can join in as well? You can do the actions and you can maybe add a few of your own. But that was brilliant! Oh, I really enjoyed that. And now, you may remember that I said that bears enjoy porridge with lots and lots of honey. But what else do you think they might like for their breakfasts? Well, I have an activity for you. It involves a piece of paper. Any sort of paper will do. You can use card, you can use scrap paper, doesn't matter, something to draw on. You also need a plate, which you need to place on your piece of paper like this. Then you're going to need a pencil. You take your pencil and you draw around your plate like this. So then you're left with a circle on your piece of paper. And then you're going to need an adult for this part now because it involves scissors. You take your scissors. Now this is for the adults. Get them to do this. They get to do the boring bit. You get to do the creative bit. So then you cut out around the circle. And then what you'll be left with is a circle which can become your breakfast bowl for your bears. Now, I used a small plate, but you can use a big plate, you could use a tiny plate, or anything that's circular that you can draw around. And in fact, if you use lots of different ones, then you can make a big bowl, a small bowl, and a tiny bowl. And that means all 3 of the bears have food. Then you can either use pencils or you can use felt tips or even paint, and you can make something to go in your bowl. Now, it might be porridge, or it might be, what else could we have? A fried egg, or perhaps some sausages. Or do you think bears would really like spaghetti for breakfast? Whatever you'd like them to have, it's up to you. This is your breakfast bowl to make for them. So I'm going to make my bears have something with green. I know, I'm going to give them lots and lots of peas for breakfast. Yes, lots of lovely vegetables, nice peas. That can be part of it. And then I'm also going to give them, what else could be? What about some candy floss, pink candy floss? Yes, because there are no wrong answers when it comes to this. There we go. And then I'm going to end it with, now what could be the perfect thing to have with it? Peas, candy floss, and yes, a tomato. A nice big red tomato. There we go. Now, there we go. Simple as that. And remember, it doesn't matter what it ends up looking with, as long as you have fun doing it. And that is something that you can do at home. And remember, as I said, you can always rewind this video and you can help me tell the story by adding your own actions. That would be brilliant. I'd love it if you would do that. But unfortunately, we have come to the end of our storytelling session. And what a time we have had. We've told a story about 3 bears and Goldilocks. We've sung songs about them. And we've made our very own breakfast bowl. All that's left to do now is to sing the goodbye song. Are you ready? I'll count to 3 and then we'll start singing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say goodbye, bye, bye. Say goodbye, bye, bye. Wave your hands down low, wave them up high, high. Say goodbye, bye, bye. Say goodbye, bye, 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 bye. Woohoo! Little story seekers, wave your hands down low, wave them up high, high. Say goodbye, bye, bye. Say goodbye, bye, 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 bye.